Good afternoon and welcome to Bendat Stadium here in the lovely Perth, Western Australia, who are hosting the Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships for 2023. We are in round 3 of the Open Men's Division here on show court number 1, which sees New South Wales coming up against their interstate rivalry, the Queensland Suns. My name is Mandy Love, and joining me today in expert commentary is the lovely Josie Gorinsky. Josie, welcome.
Thank you, Mandy. Well, it's great to be here.
So we've got a really tough battle on our hands between New South and Queensland. Both teams sort of going down. New South went down to WA in round 2, 34 goals to 49, so down by 15. That was late last night. And Queensland had the bye round 2 last night, but also went down to WA 65 to 45. So both teams going down to the host state. New South currently sitting 3rd on the ladder and Queensland sitting in 4th positions. All teams sort of fighting for that final 4 position. What do you think we can expect from this game?
I expect it to be really, really tight. So there should be some good structures and some good play and good flow from both teams. I'm hoping to see some really good tight defence from both sides. It'll be interesting to see if Queensland or New South Wales employ a zone at different times just to change it up and see how everything works.
Josie, can you run us through the starting 7 lineup for New South Wales, please?
Sure. In goal shooter, it's Anton. In goal attack, it's Eugenie Lee. In wing attack, it's Joe Miller. In centre is Liam Forcadilla. In wing defence, it's Dylan Nexip. In goal defence, Callum Price. And goalkeeper, Victor Nikolic.
And for the Queensland Suns, how did they line up today?
In goal shooter is Carter. In goal attack is Jordan. In wing attack is Webb. In centre is Hoskins. In wing defence is Omashore, is the captain. In goal defence is Nichols. And in goalkeeper is Leonard.
Now, there are a few key matchups here across the park that I just want to make mention to the viewers at home. One of them in particular is in the Leonard, who plays goalkeeper for the Queensland Suns, up against Australian Sonics men's goaler. It is strict, but we're going to refer to him by his first name in this one. It's Anton. It's a very difficult surname, but I will get that pronunciation down pat by the end of this week. So goal apiece. So that's a matchup that I'm looking forward to. I'm also looking to captain Dylan Nexhip in the wing defence for the Sky Blues up against the youngster in Webb. Look for Webb. He's definitely the playmaker down here. And just a quick slip. And Carter, front position, loves his jump shot. Forcadilla, ball in hand, connects to Lee. Lee really forcing it to Miller.
Great take then. Oh, lovely read. Unfortunate from the centre there.
And looks like it's going to be a case of Lob City down either ends.
Yes, that is common play for both these sides.
And look, we've got the beautiful height of these goalers. Why wouldn't you? But it's about getting that feed correct and the placement on point. And New South Wales steals one.
It's great hand pressure in there from New South Wales.
So they go back. Lots of noise here in the stands in support of Queensland. They've got the kettlebells ringing.
Oh, tried to pick his pocket, didn't quite get there first.
Yeah, Jordan trying to be sneaky. Forcadilla has Eugene Lee outstretched. Lifted pass. And double team against Eugene Lee. Nice draw too as well from the wing attack, which is Miller. And
lovely feed.
Yeah,
very good feed, very good placement, and a lovely finish.
And had a beautiful arc on it. Had enough of the arc.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, the cutback from Lee was great.
Great hold in front there.
And replay call.
And replay, yes, unfortunate.
So as we go, this is an opportunity for the Suns. It's a break that they can use. What does Webb do? Connects in with Hosking. Oh, they've gone young up tall. Oh, and just swatted out of the air by Nikolai. Wants none of it in anything in that aerial space. He wants to attack.
Yeah. In perfect position too. Gave the shooter no space. And another slip. They opened up space for his teammate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's just asking for a towel, so time has been called just to get a towel. So it must be some perspiration from the warm-up.
Yes, probably, and probably the first slip as well. Probably left some perspiration on the floor.
Just making sure that it's all nice and safe for our players out on court. Suns with the ball in hand, and yeah, the New South Wales stormed the centre pass. A nice deft touch too off the hand. Really like that from Jordan. He's a youngster that's come through the pathways in the Queensland environment. Offloads to Carter. That jump shot is so prevalent. It's going to be a feature in all of the match. How can New South Wales defence sort of contain that?
Yes, exactly. New Zealand had some trouble with that in the Australian games, so we'll see how New South Wales can deal with that.
Went up with the right hand, going for a bit of a hook shot. And he gets his fourth for the day. Great start here from the Queensland Suns. Just picking up on some loose carries from the New South Wales team. Oh, next
well
hip.
Read. Very well done.
And smart to know to sight his teammate to give the ball. And Ormisha.
Oh, Ormisha.
It's a wing defence showdown.
Yes. Love seeing that. Makes my heart go bigger. Being a wing defence myself.
Yes. It's one of the toughest positions to play on court. You know, you're effectively shutting down the playmaker, so you must have a good anticipation and awareness of where the wing attacker is going to drive to just cut off the drive.
Exactly, and you very rarely get much credit because you do your job, the wing attacker doesn't do anything either.
It's a thankless job.
It is very much a thankless job. So much fun though.
It's the grind.
Yeah.
And Eugene Lee lines up. Oh, the elevation from Leonard. He's got to get the timing right, the discipline on the 3 feet, though, otherwise it becomes ineffective.
Exactly. He tends to step in as he jumps, so he's got to adjust for that. Indirect wall. Ooh, big contact there from Osh.
And the speed from Lee, he is just burning up the baseline.
Yes. Saw that a lot for the Australian games as well. He against New Zealand, he was just burning them through that shooting circle.
How he can keep that same level of speed throughout consistency throughout 4 quarters, that's going to be the task. It's a very long week. Oh, next hip. Hard to look at it.
Almost got there fractionally late.
And I like the fact that young Jordan is just bouncing through these big New South Wales bodies. You know, it doesn't deter him at all. And next hip gets up. Oh, heavy check. And play continues, allowed in the contest. I like that.
Yes. Very well left by the umpire. WA umpire, so.
And, you know, already you can see the niggles in this match. And it's only been 5 minutes in play. No goal scored, so they're having to reset. Gets the pass off again.
And now he finishes.
And it's like Groundhog Day for Carter down the back end. So Anton comes well out of the circle. Long way from home. Oh, just got lost. Yeah, I thought it was the obstruction. He's got to get that timing right from the back foot.
Yes, exactly. I thought it was close to goaltending as well, but obstruction first.
So 6-all in this first quarter of the Open Men's Division. Round number 3, day 2 of the Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Champs. And great work from Nikolai. So strong up in that aerial space.
Yeah. Queensland need to put the ball a little bit further away, though. They're giving Nikolai a chance to contest that ball. They need to get it a little bit further away from him.
And just like to give a very special shout out to our Queensland Suns, who are proudly supported by Future Gen Results Physiotherapy and Game Clothing. Time is called back on here in the first quarter. So they're allowed to advance. Don't quite know the defensive setup here. It looks like they're just sagging back. Sort of in a position, but not really. Oh, and that's Webb. He's one player for the future. He's still age eligible to play 23s, but he doesn't.
That's impressive.
And when you see the footwork and agility of him, you will understand why.
As someone who's working with the WA 23s, I'm glad he's playing open.
Yeah. But he's still eligible for selection, as are a number of the other athletes who are up in our Opens division. And just sneaks through.
Great recovery.
That was Nichols. He had a really good performance in the early rounds as well. Someone to watch, a very unassuming defender. Oh, goes long, Jordan. Oh, dribbles in.
Yes, good shots. Love to see that from a goal attack, not afraid to take the long bomb.
And it's a confidence boost as well.
Oh, definitely.
Forcadia, ball in hand. And Lee just literally running in circles around the defenders from the screen set from Anton. Better footwork in terms of what he was trying to do. It's just that final execution just lacking from Leonard.
Yes.
But Anton delivering another goal. That's his 6th goal for the day. So both teams heavily reliant on their goal shooters as their main scorers.
As you would expect in these kind of games, with these kind of teams, with a big target shooter and some mobile shooters in front of them.
And I think the key here for us then, the bookends are so strong, it'll be about what the midcourt do to get themselves in the right feeding position. And as we say that, just a misplaced feed.
A little bit of a miscommunication.
All right, so a bit of a press setup here. So would like to see the Queenslanders actually attack the ball instead of just shifting left and right, depending which way the ball flows.
Exactly. Need to keep putting that pressure on them to cause that turnover. If you back off, then there's no pressure anymore.
And then it almost flirts into a bit of like a diagonal wall almost, so they're wanting to give that cross-court pass. Maybe that's what they're trying to set up. Let's have a look at that closer as the game goes on. And Miller finds himself on circle edge, but was it needed?
Ball placement.
Yeah, Leonard really riding Anton on that one. That just needed to have a lot more discipline on that approach in terms of his defence.
It did. He was never going to win that. He
no.
was out of it.
Needs to come off the body and around to create an angle to really attack the ball in flight.
Exactly.
Next hit. Here comes Lee. Miller. Oh, good roll from Anton.
Pretty.
And again, if ill discipline's going to cost the Suns here.
Yeah, exactly.
So he can't continue to do what he's doing at the same time. Must adjust to the call. Oh, early release, so we've got to change up in the goal attack. Oh, great defense from Nikolai. Just on the arm. And we've had a new goal defense for New South Wales. So Price has come off. And looks like it's the England international, Jamal Nicholson. So he's an exciting talent for the New South Wales team. Good to get that international flavour.
Definitely.
Has to play it back to the transverse line. Miller sights Forcadia. And good cover from the Queensland Suns box D. They're really double teaming what they would term like their speedy players in the likes of Eugene Lee and Liam Forcadia, like really identifying and targeting them in defence. And with good reason with the offloads like this.
Exactly. Got a big target in front, behind you guys. You can just move around and create space and open up space for each other. And then he'll finish for you. Anton will finish for him.
So here comes Webb coming through. And good pop from Carter. Oh, and good contest in the air. That was clean from Nikolai.
It's a great block by Nikolai.
And in comes in the new goal attack. I don't have the best eyesight from here.
No, I can't read his name either, sorry.
That's all right, we'll get to it. So it's 10-9. What can the New South Wales? There's a very close game here in the opening minute, in the opening quarter. Has to go all the way back to Nicholson. He gets a bit of a run on. Forcadia. All you see is just literally a wall of Queensland Suns. They've got to cut through this box. They've got to break a corner off.
Much better defensive pressure from Queensland. New South Wales are not finding it easy. Until the very end when Lee just popped out.
Yeah, and got that offensive contact too,
yes.
Backing into the player.
Yes, unfortunate for Lee there. Oh.
Miller had a look at it. Who, me?
Yes.
Not me. Yes, you, Miller.
Very close to winning that one, though.
Got to always plead innocence, though, really, in those 50-50s.
Oh, of course. You didn't do anything until the umpire tells you you did.
And that's Gillespie in at goal attack for the Queensland Suns. An early release.
Lovely quick feed then.
Yes, and that's why I'm saying he's the one to look for. So that's why I'm very interested to see how Aussie Sonics captain Dylan Nexip goes against the youngster. What a great opportunity for him to battle out against some of these great men's netball players in this division.
Yes, exactly. Ooh.
You know, one got smothered, one got, you know, and then he goes out again.
Yeah. He's done very well so far. He's working really hard and he keeps finding good space, particularly out in the pockets.
And that's what you want from your mid-quarters, those repeated efforts.
Yeah.
And that sort of ability to know when to punch and when to hang back a bit to create the space for someone else.
Yeah.
So Eugene Lee with the over the transverse line, doing a ton of work outside the circle. And Anton with the roll,
Lovely
finding
roll
it very
again.
successful. Like to see him go to post. And great shot from Anton. And nice dodge there from Webb. Early release into Carter. Nails it with the jump shot. Oh, Nikolai!
Oh, unfortunate. Got the arm as well as the ball.
And apologies for those viewers at home. I got a bit too excited there. That was beautiful play with that poetry in motion. You knew that both shooter and defense were going to get up at the same time. And Leonard lets the play go on to advantage play. Can they work it in? Both looking for backspace. Great defense from the Queensland Suns here. Yeah, better work by the mid-quarters. Lee lines up. Held goal. No goal.
He kept looking for the offload and the Queensland defence did very well to cover the pass.
And Miller coming through, being a nuisance in defence. Still 25 seconds left on the clock. Can the Suns get this long court down to a goal? Oh, through the middle.
Oh, lovely read there
and
by the Australian captain.
Yeah, next hit really making sure that nothing happens here. Oh, look at the tussle. Yeah, that's a lot of off ball.
There's a lot of feeling in this game.
And Anton gets the ball, 5 seconds left. And on the buzzer, nails it, evening out this game. And that is the first quarter done and dusted in the men's open division. It's round 3 here, day 2 at Bendat Stadium. The scores are 12 all here in this opens game. So don't go anywhere. This one's going to be interesting to see who can kind of get their ascendancy in the second quarter. So stay tuned with us. We'll be right back after this. AMMNA Championships 2023, supported by Bladen WA, Great Temptation Sweet Treats, Spud Shed, West Coast Fever, and Netball WA. And welcome back here to Bendat Stadium. We are on Show Court 1 with the Open Men's Division. It's a tight contest between interstate rivalries. The New South Welshmen up against the Queensland Suns. My name is Mandy Love, and joining me today is Josie Karinsky. Josie, thoughts on the first quarter?
Thought it was very, very good. Very tight, very close contest across all over the court. Both shooters seem to be the main targets, with the goal attacks and wing attacks moving really well in front to open up space for them. Be interesting to see how well that can continue for the rest of the game.
And straight away, it looks like New South Wales got a break, so great start to their quarter as they look to long into into Anton.
Yeah.
There is some real niggle and some real feel early in this game.
Yes, there is. A lot of elbows, a lot of contacts off the ball, a lot of holding.
And jostling for position.
Exactly.
Oh, Lee almost had a crack at it, so Nichols.
A little bit out of his range.
Yeah, definitely was a bit out of his range. So next hit called for the contact. Oh, yes, contact call.
Yes, contact call.
So Gillespie will line up. Draws the obstruction call. Smart play.
Oh,
and great rebound.
And finished.
Literally just like rolled it around the head of Jamal Nicholson.
Unfortunately, Jamal didn't see the ball when it was up in the air either. So
quick feed too down the lane. Forcadia finds himself looking at
lovely
Lee.
Screen there set by Anton.
Nice discipline by Leonard and pick up by Nichols. They've got a lovely little combination going on down here. So new wing defence. Oh no, sorry, it's not. Still Ormisher, the captain.
Ormisher, yes.
And it almost looks like New South Wales have really upped the ante in their defensive efforts now.
Yes, they have.
Like you can feel the intensity building.
Yes, you can. And Queensland need to just settle and adjust, and then try and take the steam out of it to keep this game close.
And New South Wales will get another opportunity here. I'm unsure of what that call was.
It was contact on the wing attack. The centre picked up the ball as it was flicked out, and the wing attack couldn't get there cleanly.
And nice little bounce pass with the footwork letting him down. And down the line, so same lane, looking for someone to centre, but they get a big cross court. Nikolai had a hunt, was worth the look. And Carter strong underneath the post. Just needing someone to have a crack at the ball. And a bit of a push off from next sip. You saw the collision as they came together and then went out, and look at that
Beautiful
feed.
Ball placement. Such a quick release.
From Webb, and just identifying the space that Carter had the defender on his back, and Webb said, I got you. And Lee held up. Great defense from the Suns here. Nichols had a fly. And yeah, just caught looking with the eyes down again. The vision was trying to get the footwork around. So we're still 15 goals apiece. Oh, next hit.
Next him read that. Almost got there.
And ambitious pass. Didn't quite come to hand.
No. Very good positioning, though, by Nikolai there.
In a tight match, though, like that could be the difference. So Nichols will be expected to win some more back.
Yes, exactly.
Lee lines up.
Finish.
You can see his involvement starting to increase. I actually missed that, so it looks like Lee will offload.
Yeah. There's contact in his back.
Anton will get a second attempt. And that's another goal for the Sky Blue. So they've pushed out to a 2-goal lead. Nikolai, a long way from home. Like, he was well up on the transverse line on that. So I thought that was a really interesting setup defensively.
Yeah, he gave them the opportunity to throw that. Unfortunately, Webb just missed it.
But just created the illusion, and I think when they see the circle free, everyone sort of feels like they need to whip it in straight away, when in fact you actually needed to do another pass, because obviously something that they wanted to set up almost like a trap.
Yes, exactly. There are a lot of great goalkeepers in this competition who bait people into throwing those passes, and they never come off.
And Anton will deliver again for the New South Walesmen. So 3 goals margin. Can they make it 4? Oh, nice second phase. They got it covered though. Anton through the middle. Trying to work themselves ball side. Oh, Nichols!
Oh, lovely work. Great read there by Nichols.
And, you know, we spoke about him earlier having a bit of a long ball attempt into his scholar, and he's corrected himself with his team. Gillespie. And that's a great shot. Great steal and great conversion. Here comes the Suns in reply. So is the momentum swinging the Suns' way? Oh, going cross-court. Webb going off-ball side.
That's much better ball placement by Webb. And, great block. Well done. It's impressive by Nikolai there.
And what was beautiful about it was the timing and the elevation and the way that he went up so straight up in the air too. That's what created that opportunity for him.
Exactly.
Now, it's a battle of the defenders. Can they break back? Lee offloads. And Anton delivers. Seems to be the secret recipe here for the New South Wales. And Lee will always look at taking that long, deep drive before cutting back to the ball. Finds Forcadia.
Yeah.
And so just resetting the penalty. There's a lot of work going on in there.
Nichols got his feet caught.
And Nichols gets a great touch on it.
Great recovery from hitting the deck there.
So he's almost screening. No, not this. No, it wasn't set up. Maybe they were just in the same spot at the same time.
Oh, the keeper had his arm pushing in the back of the shooter.
Right.
Yeah. That's not what the umpire's signal.
And Webb doing a lot of work on the transverse line, trying to get away from next hip. Forcadia almost went in. And nice little touch from Hosking. That was a little cheeky.
That was very clever. Read that very well.
Oh, Nicholson, look at the speed on him. He is a great pace. He tracked Gillespie all the way down on every single pass. Oh, that's such a pressure release here after doing all that great tagging work.
Exactly. Very good defence, though.
And, you know, from an attacking perspective, you know, we need to show composure here and doing all the simple things right, like working ball side. You know, if you're having to do a little 1-2 to get yourself to circle edge, take that little time and take that additional pass.
Exactly.
You know, don't float, you know, the 50-50 pass into a double team shooter.
No, exactly. The goal attacks are generally open, coming in front, so take advantage of it.
As they go again, so that's out to 4 now for the Sky Blues. They'll be happy with this so far. And again, it's this long delivery into Carter that they're well equipped for. But they're expecting that because they've done it a couple of times now.
Yeah, New South Wales seem to be setting them up for that. They're like, come on, throw it. Come on, it's open, and it's not.
Again, just baiting those traps and gets the offensive contact. So Hosking doing a great job against Forcadia. So they can't stay static though. You know, can't stay still on a netball court. Otherwise, just like that, they will find a defender who's more than happy to come and snatch the ball off you. Contact call from Forcadia, just reaching up the back with the back arm. And yeah, honouring the front lead. Oh. I wasn't too sure if that was a pass or not. I'm assuming it was a pass because of the pace on that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's a pass.
I think it might have been supposed to be. He kind of just put it
Missed
too far. Yeah.
So good defensive pressure here from the Suns. They must attack the line of the ball. New South Wales happy to play short and sharp. They're not panicking just yet. They're covering all options. And yes, great work by Jamal Nicholson. Goes long, finds Eugene Lee, but who was there? Nichols at the back.
Yeah.
Gets a falcon for his work as well.
Yeah. It was good patience by New South just to wait until they could break that zone that Queensland had on.
And beautiful split from Eugene Lee. And looks like we've got a new centre in for the Suns. So just keeping the legs fresh through the midcourt as we enter our final 5 minutes of the first half. So Lee connects in. Lee again.
And Jordan is back on for Queensland. Starting goal attack for Queensland is now back on.
So really utilising the substitution box. So those watching at home, we have the similar with Suncorp Super Netball where teams can opt to make a rotating substitution on the fly in the moment during the game based on what the coaches say. And loose ball. Oh, tunnel ball. Go Queensland's way.
Yes. It was great to see that from the goal shooter from Queensland, from Carter, just to put some pressure on that pass, not give up and not be lazy and sit in the goal circle.
Yeah, Webb's angles are just a little bit sort of not Webb, the goal attack Jordan.
Jordan, yes.
Just a little bit flat, just needs to tighten up and sharpen up those angles as well. Webb gets called for the contact. So it looks like they're going with the youth on the front line. So Coach Gary Passion is looking for, you know, a different type of lineup compared to what he started with. Also reverting to his starting line, I should say, sorry.
Yes. Yeah, I think he might have been looking for a bit more of injection of speed and a bit of change of the way the front end was working.
Yeah, kind of got a little bit stagnant there in the middle five, so definitely needed something, a bit of pizzazz to be included into the game.
Oh, that was a lovely pick up there.
And I think that's Jack Vanderveld in the wing attack position for New South Wales. He came from I think he was in men's reserves last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Good to see that there's a pathway for players to get into men's open from men's reserve.
Absolutely. And calls for settling on the court. You know, they need to have their composure. Oh. Missed an easy front option.
He was lucky. He put that into a tough contest, fortunately, to get the contact.
So, yeah, the lead is out by 8 right now. And for me, it's the Queensland Suns' unforced errors. You know, they've had a couple of errors this quarter in terms of centre pass conversions, probably not as high as what they would like them to be. But there's been some immense pressure from the New South Wales defensive end as well. Yes,
there has. And New South Wales have baited Queensland a few times into throwing taking the worst option, the option that they shouldn't have thrown. So.
And we've just asked that the time has been called for a towel to come out onto court.
Completely understandable. There's a lot of sweat on these bodies, so there's bound to be someone on the floor.
And, you know, and some of these athletes actually change at the quarter time because they perspire so much. So
yeah, exactly. And it's always good to have like two sets of bibs as well, because some of the batches come off really wet.
Yes. And great drive from Jordan, wasn't used. Webb connects in. I like the repeated efforts. He's not getting ball. Great block by Nikolai. Out of play, though.
Unfortunately, hit contact.
Going back to Jordan, what I really liked about it is that he took that strong drive and he wasn't used, but it created that one-on-one opportunity for Carter to get this goal right now. So they kind of went shy a little bit in the second quarter. So New South Wales really putting the foot down. Eugene Lee with a bit of a nod on the head going, no, come back this way. Don't go that way. Come back towards me.
The front corner in the show just opened up the space and unfortunately he contacted. Ooh.
Yeah, he's got some hops on him, and again, it comes down to discipline.
But he just got too close.
And great shot from Anton. Just keeping that scoreboard ticking over for New South Wales. And they've looked like they're double teaming against Webb. Has to go long to Jordan. Jordan connects on baseline with Carter and replay call.
It's unfortunate. That was beautiful timing on this pop.
And
Jordan takes out his teammate while he's at it.
And just straight back up on their feet too. And the Queensland supporters really trying to make an atmosphere down here at Bendat Stadium with the cowbell, trying to encourage their team the best they can. Vanderveld. And that'll be a New South Wales pass on the sideline. Eugene Lee out. There is a one-on-one, not sided, but takes the drive from the pocket. Oh,
lovely
great
finish.
shot from Eugene Lee.
Yes, lovely finish.
And contact called off court, so yeah, can play on early. I'd love for the youngster to shoot. Oh, I wish he would take it. And he
knew
throwing,
it.
yeah.
He knew it.
And 15 seconds to play, plenty of time in men's netball. And he'll get a caution for his efforts, yeah, and advancement.
Yeah.
Oh, next hip knew. He was like, I'm walking this.
Yeah.
So both attackers for Queensland got cautions for causing and then delaying.
Yeah. Caution for the deliberate contact to cause the delay. Yeah.
And they're going to run out of time. Smart play by the Suns. So it is the Queensland Suns still trailing 19 goals to 29 against New South Wales. New South Wales having a very dominant second quarter here in this Open Men's Round 3 game. Josie, what do you think was the difference in that quarter?
A lot of it came down to the New South Wales defensive pressure. They really stepped up and put a lot more pressure on Queensland. Queensland kind of didn't take those drives to draw attention for the defenders. They didn't look for the easy option, and they got baited into a lot of long balls that they really didn't need to throw.
Yeah, so stay with us. I think that I'm interested to see what the coaches have to say to their teams during this halftime break, and we'll be able to bring you some of their unique insights shortly after this.
Having a pretty good season this year, Andy.
By the look of this lot, you are too.
Well, we've got a good team out in the field. You want to go meet them?
Sure. So what do you grow here?
We've got broccolis, collies over there, carrots, you name it. We harvest it today, catch. And it's in the stores tomorrow.
So you guys are the midfielders of the fruit and veg.
At Spot Shed, we grow it.
We sell it, you save.
Giving this season everything we've got. Just try and stop us. Don't miss the excitement of West Coast Fever at RAC Arena. Tickets on sale now at ticketek.com.au. Giving this season everything we've got. Just try and stop us. Don't miss the excitement of West Coast Fever at RAC Arena. Tickets on sale now at ticketek.com.au.
Welcome back to Bendat Stadium here. It's round 3 in the Opens Division, day 2 of the Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships. My name is Mandy Love. I'm joined by Josie Gorinsky. Josie, plenty of action in the halftime huddles, wasn't there?
Yes, there was. Omashire and Carter came up and talked to the umpires, probably something to do with what was happening in the circle, and Omashire stayed and chatted for a bit longer, so we'll be interested to see what came of that. See if Queensland can adjust to whatever it is they were asking about.
Yeah, and from we didn't get quite an insight into it, but looking at it, it was about when he receives the pass and goes up for the layup in terms of the contact potentially on the arm, so it's on the way up. So let's take a look at that as we start this third quarter here in the Open Men's Division. Next hip connects to Vanderbilt. Eugene Lee, no one there in front of him. There's such a physicality in this game that it's really cool to watch because it's just almost like two Goliaths just going against each other. Yes. And everyone's keeping their bodies upright too, so you don't see like that traditional burrowing in as next hip comes screaming through. Gets a touch to it. He sees things so far up court in advance. It's really fascinating to watch.
Exactly. He's reading it so well so early, and he's having a good go at anything he can get close to.
So Gillespie back out on court and goal attack. And smart play through the breadbasket, but, gets a contact call.
Exactly.
So smart play from the Queensland Suns, just addressing the umpires and just sort of asking for clarity around some of the decision making.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously seeing what they can do to adjust and take advantage, understand what the calls are and get the best outcome for themselves.
And great feed from Gillespie. That was probably one of the best passages off a centre pass for Queensland Suns this game.
Something that will make the coach smile. It's probably something they've practiced a lot at training.
Anton comes out. Vanderbilt, no one in the circle, and then finds Lee. Does a pirouette in the air.
Seems to love that pirouette jump split. He loves that.
Yeah, but it's also a way for him to protect himself against the bigger bodies of the defenders as well when you're looking at protecting space.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Nichols has the ball in hand. Look at Webb going long across court. And look at the ball, just whips it.
That was a beautiful feed, beautiful placement, and a great hold by Carter to give him the space to put that ball.
Very talented young player in the making is Webb for the Queensland Suns. Leonard just got caught on the shoes. And again, he's going to get done for that every time. He's well within the 3-foot mark. So more discipline needed by Leonard, in my opinion.
Yes, exactly. Needs to adjust to that and make sure he's jumping from outside 3 feet.
Or just understanding how the umpires are calling it as well. That's a great win by Nikolai.
Yeah.
They're having a great little battle out there on court. Nikolai v. Carter.
Yes, they are.
And Vanderbilt got the better of Captain Omashire at the moment. And look, they're trying to hedge now.
Leonard is definitely moving a lot more and coming off the body just to confuse that space a little bit better. Didn't work that time, but he's trying.
But baiting
him, yes. Exactly.
He won't have a lot of time to tie up his shoelaces, so he'll probably just tuck them into his shoe. Forcadia. Eugene Lee head down, ready to burst, and they didn't have that eye contact, that connection.
No, exactly. It was misread, bad wing attack there. Ball on court.
I love how no one's getting the ball. It's not up to the umpire to get the ball. As an athlete, you get the ball.
Exactly. But also, you don't want to put yourself out of position, so you really don't want to go get it.
Oh, look at this defensive setup here from the New South Walesmen. So both wing defence and goal defence setting up inside middle lane, forcing wide, going attack. Oh, and he missed it.
That's exactly what they wanted to do, though. They just couldn't quite get the intercept. It's a very good high
and
zone.
just the slap on the arm. I think that's probably what they're looking at. Happy with the contest. It's that final touch on the arm as he's releasing.
Yes. I'm sure that's what they were talking about.
And smart to identify that at the halftime break too, just to raise an awareness. Also,
exactly.
So that if they're not getting it called, that, they can clarify it. And nicely done.
It's a great thing for any young netballers to see. It's like, if you're not sure about what the umpires are doing, go with your captain and ask.
And a bit of a wall set up on there from the centre pass. All the Queensland Suns jumping over the transverse line. Leah Forcadia has to go well outside the circle. And again, the pressure release just from the contact call. Like, I don't mind the contest.
No. But
you
you
know,
be more disciplined on it. They are putting themselves out of play way more than they should and giving New South Wales easy goals.
Yeah, you've got to pick and choose those moments, don't you? And if you're out of position and you're not getting it, like, don't give them an easy second shot.
No, exactly. Exactly. It's definitely a coach killer, especially for those of us who are defenders. Yeah.
See a blue. And there comes
Beautiful
Nicholson.
read.
Yeah, he's been fantastic.
He has been great since he's come on.
He's really being that backup person, and Webb comes around it, gets called for contact, coming across the back of next hip. Forcadia really working hard to fight his way through.
Working hard for that front position and got the contact goal. Oh,
And Anton just didn't get the two hands to the ball.
no. I think Lee put it a little bit higher than he was expecting as well.
So having to work the ball down court. Oh, and just missed it.
No eye contact, no communication again. Put it behind him. A little bit unfortunate for Queensland.
Yeah, they definitely needed to, any time their defensive end wins ball, they really need to convert that pressure into points.
Yeah. Something that we talk about a lot when in coaching. As a coach, you talk about a lot with your players, convert the turnovers because you don't get a lot of them, and they're the ones that win your games.
And great read from Leonard.
Very well done by Leonard.
Oh,
Yes.
and long connection down the line. Finds Webb. In comes Gillespie. Oh, I wish Nicola had taken flight at that one. And Gillespie just running the arc very nicely. Oh, around the world does the ball go inside the hoop. 25 plays 33, so they've brought it back to within 8. So you just got to chip away at this scoreline for if you are a Queensland supporter. For New South Wales, it's all about making sure that we apply this scoreboard pressure just like Anton did.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just simple does it.
Yeah.
In contact against Nicholson. Webb with the ball in hand. Who's he going to connect to? Carter just opened out so nicely on that sort of third second.
Exactly. Webb had great vision on that, and it was a great drive by the goal attack to open the space.
And looks like Hoskins come on at wing defence now too. So look for him to really apply some more defensive pressure. So their captain, Glenn Omsham, I think must have gone to the bench. Can't see him on court as Leonard just...
Yeah, no, he's gone off off to have a rest. Leonard just got caught hunting and got caught out of position on that one.
Oh, next hip. He loves
Again,
going for
great
it. Yes.
pressure.
Gives himself a pat on the back too for his work. And again, look at the pushing and shoving going on off ball.
Yeah. He's like, well, he was pushing me, and like, you know, he was holding his ground.
It all depends on which side you go for. That says, oh, a big heavy collision too on the back play.
And honestly depends on what side of the bodies you are as well.
Leonard got up, and he's using his torso on the back. That's what's connecting in the contact. So if he gives himself just that millimetre of space, those will then become contests versus contacts. And
Exactly.
this is what we're talking about. Like, he's got all the athleticism, and he's got the right idea. It's just getting those little things right in as he approaches it defensively.
Yeah, give himself a little bit more space, or even just stay more upright, because he could have reached through with his arm and not leant on his back to do it. He's probably still working on that, learning how to do that better.
See, that was better. Obviously didn't get up for it, but that's the spacing that he needs to allow himself in that contest.
Exactly.
I like that he adjusted almost instantaneously. That's great to see from an athlete.
It is.
Goes back to Hoskins to Nichols. They do a bit of a defensive 1-2. Just waiting for someone from the front line to punch through this box set up by the New South Wales team. Oh, there goes Webb. He'll go quickly. Oh, lost the advantage.
That's a bit unlucky for Queensland, having the whistle on that one.
And Carter trying to hold a screen here. So wing defence called out of play. Very slow to go to the mark too. And Forcadia. So Gillespie will take a pass inside the circle edge, and Webb collected by next hip, and that's a nice front space from Gillespie. And it's really interesting watching here, like they're really aware of when the goalers are sort of coming around the arc and almost splitting before they split, if that makes sense. Like it's the backing into the player, so the umpires are really taking note of how they get themselves into that position before it happens.
Yes, they are, definitely.
Obviously, bench over is like not a natural position on a netball court.
Yeah, correct. Need to be in a natural position. If you are in unnatural positions or doing things like pushing and shoving and kneeing people, then you're going to get contact.
And, you know, we just saw that down the end. There's a bit of hustle and bustle going on underneath the goalpost. And lots of advantage being played here. So next hit with the ball.
Needs to adjust on that. He can't just sit there with his arms up.
Van der Velde goes quickly. And Lee one-legged.
Stepped on, and luckily Anton popped out for him. Good finish.
He's not just a traditional holding shooter, is he?
No,
Like
he's not.
He's quite deceiving. Like his height will deceive most, thinking, oh, he'll just be a stand and post type shooter. But in fact, he's actually quite athletic and really likes to move about in his goal third. So it'd be very hard to defend against.
Yeah, he's got very quick feet and very good at moving and rolling and opening up when he needs to.
Better by Leonard. Just missed the rebound. And that was probably the mismatch that they were looking for from New South Wales. So that makes the tally, so 39-27. Offensive contact call against Eugene Lee.
Very good positioning by the goal defence there.
Oh, Nicholson doing his best for his team. Webb finds Ormashirnham, who's now come on in a centre role. Oh, great feed down the line, thread it like a needle through the two defenders.
Yeah.
Wish that was an instant replay.
Yes, he loves doing that though. He's been doing that for a very long time.
So clever with the ball, isn't he?
Very much so.
I'd like to see Queensland really play on quickly, like when it's their possession, like get on with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, you know, you get people who were out of position that get themselves back in play, and Falkadids does a great job on circle edge.
Yeah.
Just out-muscling Webb for that possession.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm also surprised, I'm surprised that next set does take so long to come back to get out of play, because he's giving Queensland extra time with the ball. The 3 seconds doesn't start until he's out of play, so he should get back quicker, make their time less.
Oh, nice use of the balk to draw the defenders away from Anton. And you can see that it's the inner forearm that's against the back of the player. That's what the Queensland Suns are getting pinged for.
Often, yes. Although that one was both, because that was just late after we caught the ball.
Oh, Nichols gets a touch. He had a really good number of deflections in the first quarter, first half of the game. It's gone a bit quiet for my liking. I think in this last quarter and this quarter, New South Wales really starting to get their rhythm and flow in their attacking front line.
Yeah.
And I'm not too sure if Suns have a response yet for that.
But yeah, I think that might be trying to do something different, and it's not quite working the same. So, especially letting Nichols just run one-on-one with Lee might be a better option for them.
There is a penalty.
Still trying to work out who's taking it.
And again, it's that being able to stay upright. Both people are
Exactly. If you pull one out, yeah.
And Van der Velde not needed. Next hit, gets centre pass receipt, goes long, and Nichols on cue. We just spoke about him, wanting him to be a bit more active in that defensive space, and he responds in kind. And Anton gets a short shot. And Ormashirnham, cleans up. Hosking, who can he connect to? Webb. Goes all the way down court by Jamal Nicholson.
Jamal almost
saw that side of that, said no.
Another half a step and he probably would have got both hands to it.
And yeah, they're really slipping in that just along the top of that circle as Nikolai does a great job defensively.
I have heard some of the players mention it's a little bit slipperier on those decals than it is in the rest of the court.
Oh, Webb comes out of nowhere. Comes in hot.
Oh,
too hot.
Too hot. It's a beautiful drive, though, from out of court.
So the Suns have been able to score 10 goals this quarter. I think where they really let themselves down in the game so far is only scoring 4 goals in the second quarter. That really hurt them. And that's why this scoreline is the way it is.
Yeah, it's been a much better performance from them this third quarter.
And better from Leonard.
Well done, Leonard. That was exactly what we were talking about. Exactly how he needs to do that.
Missed the front option. And look at that hustle. Lines up.
That was a pass. That was a
great
pass.
Shot pass. And that goal counts. So 41 plays 30 as we close out the third quarter of this open men's matchup between New South Wales, currently leading, against the Queensland Suns. Don't go anywhere. We've got 15 minutes left on Neville to play in this Opens round 3 match. Stay with us shortly after this. The Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Association Championships 2023 are proudly sponsored by Blade and WA, Great Temptation Sweet Treats, Spudshed, West Coast Fever and Netball WA. And welcome back to Bendat Stadium here in the Open Men's Division. Round 3, Day 2. It's New South Wales with a commanding 11 goal lead, 41 plays 30 against the Queensland Suns. I'm Mandy Love, and joining me is Josie Karinsky. Jose, what do you think the Queensland Suns need to do in order to get themselves back into this match?
They need to take advantage of the mistakes that New South Wales have made. They haven't really converted too well on their turnovers, and they need to just keep working, looking for the space, and making good decisions with the ball.
And there's a couple of changes here. I want just to draw your eye to one of them in particular. He's the goal defence for the Queensland Suns. He's the young kid, and he's very dynamic, so I'm very excited to see him up against Eugene Lee.
Yes, that would be quite exciting. There's also another change for New South Wales in goal defence. They're all the changes I can see, but there might be a couple. Yeah.
And great first up attempt.
Then is it a change in shooter for Queensland as well?
No, I think it's the same. Oh, yes, I think it is, yes. So changes galore as we enter this last 15 minutes. And got to hustle for the ball. And Ormisha had the
gets
smart.
the fingers on it. Yes, well done.
Identified that he had another defender. So, smart player by Queensland coach just to change up the shooting circle.
Seems to be more dynamic. I think they might be trying to get some more movement in that circle.
I do expect to see Carter come back on at some point, though.
Yeah.
Just give him a bit of a time to breathe. And nicely done. Gives them something different to think about as well for the New South Wales defenders.
Yes, exactly. They can't just sit there and body up on him now. They can actually deal with some people moving and change of angles and things like that.
And almost like they have to look after their own player first, and that's a nice little connection.
Yes, exactly.
Ormisha, Gillespie with the ball, and direct and good outside arm by Nikolai. And just working it through, goes long. I like that he held on to it, finding circulation. Oh, that was a
ouch.
heavy collision. Oh, the knees went everywhere on that occasion.
Calling for the towel, but I think the players are all okay.
Yeah, they're all saying apologising, saying, oh, sorry, buddy, just fell over your long legs.
Yeah, I think they all just got themselves tangled with each other.
Yeah, there was a double team, so to be expected.
Yes, exactly.
So looking at how they can create the space here. And Nicholson almost trips over the AMMNA boards at the front of the benches. And Queensland Suns keeps themselves in it. It's only an 8-goal margin now, so working themselves down. And there's that cutback from Lee that he enjoys so much. So they're double teaming here.
The only problem is it gives New South Wales an easy out, and they seem to take advantage of that quite well.
And Forcadia strong in the contest against Hoskins. And contact on the back there as well,
Yes.
but he goes quickly.
That's something Queensland aren't doing that New South Wales are doing really well. They're letting that ball go quickly off those penalties.
And that just might be a confidence thing as well. Oh,
Think
next hip as well, coming through again. Oh no, sorry, that was Eugene Lee.
Eugene Lee, yeah.
Vanderbilt finding Lee. You know, what I would like to see from on this court is as the attacking players are driving through, if they see a defending player in front of them, to change direction before the body. Because too often we're finding that they're actually running onto the body and then peeling off, but they're getting caught for that offensive contact. And Eugene Lee, I'll say it's a pass off. And crowd don't like the fact that he kind of moved them with the ball, but, you know, he's got to give him 3 feet.
Exactly.
Vanderbilt, what can he do? And great read from Hoskins.
Very well done by Hoskins.
Yeah, Vanderbilt just coming off his lead. Really seeing Ormisha really direct traffic down this front end. I'd like to see Gillespie take this shot. Just a little spin pass. I think that almost sometimes makes it a little bit harder for the shooter to collect.
Yeah, sometimes it does. It's all right when it bounces, though, because the spin seems to die after it hits the ground, but not so much when you get it go in the air.
So 43 plays 34. Queensland Suns on the hunt to bring this margin back down. And great one-on-one contest down there. And does the rock away and offensive contact, and that's, you know, something we spoke about. It's definitely something that they've been calling this game, and yet the attackers haven't really picked up on it.
No, they haven't seemed to adjust it. They seem to just try and push their way through, and then they're getting called for it, which they should be.
And then questioning why they're getting called.
Exactly.
Great coverage there. Hosking again, having a really strong contest. Is that persistent contact?
Yes, I believe it would be.
Oh, and there's the young kid getting up.
Unlucky. Great efforts. And lovely finish, though.
I think it's Gillespie. In that GD role. And you can see him moving around the feet.
Yes.
So he actually played 23s last year at the Champs.
Yeah, and Carter is now back on for Queensland in goal shooter.
So maybe just needed a bit of a spell just to sort of have a look at what the defenders were doing before injecting himself back into the game. He is a huge target for them as League delivers another goal for New South Wales. Gillespie back to Ormashar. They're just stuck here.
Oh, lovely vision.
I just realised Gillespie's playing in goal attack for the Suns, so the goal defence's name might be Johnston. Oh,
We'll keep an eye out for the back of his shirt and see if we can find it. Yeah, it looks like it.
and Ormish is coming off.
Yeah,
Johnston.
It is, yeah.
Just trying to make sure they get all the perspiration off the court, and the umpires just they're doing a double check as well. We don't have the luxury of the Sabco mop here at the AMMNA champs, like they do in SSN. And good tagging. Oh, played on so quickly.
Well, very quickly. Wasn't even certain he was on court when he played that on.
And just a lifted pass and offensive contact as well.
Yeah. The new centre has come on. I'm sure it's gone to the bench. Well, went to the bench briefly and sat back on wing defence.
I think for me, with the Queensland Suns, they're almost getting just a tad too quick for themselves. Like they just need a settler. And that's a great job from Leonard. Let's see if they can just control this passage of play like how the centre did. I really enjoyed that. Goes long and
put him
tippy
out
toes.
of court,
Yep.
just slightly too long.
And again, we want to see more defensive pressure. These are easy passes that can be attacked. And Johnson finds himself a long way from home. Usually he's on the opposite side of the court.
Contact by Webb there. Good effort, though.
Again,
Needs to get his feet around before he has a go at that.
like he had that, but I mean, it's about picking and choosing the moment.
Yeah. It's worth having a go at. He just needs to get around before he has a go.
And great feed in from Vanderveld. Looks like Jamal Nicholson will be coming back on in the goal defence role. So New South Wales using their bench slightly differently to how Queensland are. As in little spurts of minutes at a time. Queensland probably a bit more freely with their substitution role. So it's back out to 10.
He's just waiting for some help then, and
It almost didn't sort of present itself, though, did
no,
it?
it didn't. He was waiting for it for a wee while.
Footwork.
Yeah.
Johnson goes down the court, and Webb left alone. Next step, really having to try and stop and tag him.
He is, yeah. Next's almost trying to set up again for those flyers and read the play, but Webb's just moving too much for him to be able to do that.
And just sort of pinning with the elbow with the arm.
Yeah. He keeps to go, is it really me? Did I really do that? Yeah, you did. Sorry. Oh,
Great
lovely
elevation
finish.
too. And the
Yeah.
shot finish from Gillespie as well. What can they do defensively here? Oh, Leonard doing a good job on smart by Lee to bring it back.
It's unfortunate for Johnston then. But lovely finish by Lee.
And we're coming close to the last final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. 47 plays 38. It's a tightly contested division in the open men's. Only 5 teams. The top 4 go through. Everyone plays each other twice.
Yeah, percentage will come in very important in trying to make that top 4. Plus, a little bit of momentum that Queensland can get from performing really well this last quarter will help them the last game today and tomorrow as well.
And Leonard got really good touch on that one, just didn't have the support.
Oh, contact on the arm, unfortunate, but he almost got the block on that one. He has amazing elevation.
He's using it a lot more smartly, like in the back half of this game.
Yes, he is, definitely.
Oh, risky pass.
That was thrown to the contest.
Oh, a
That
bit
was
of breakdancing as well by Nikolai.
Yeah, but that was thrown to the contest. Nikolai had that. It wasn't Takata's advantage at all.
And they're just asking for the floor to be wiped.
Yeah.
I was expecting Nikolai to break out in like a freeze hold. But again, you know, end of the day, player safety is absolute paramount here at the Champs. You know, we've had one too many sort of serious injuries for our athletes here over the course of the week, and we're only on day 2, which is horrible experience for them after the month-long sort of work and dedication they've had to just let go by one injury on the court. Might have been 10 seconds, might have been 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And it is a long week, so they don't want to. They want to try and have as many little niggles and, you know, minor injuries as possible across the week.
And that's why it's so important that these athletes do their recovery process every single game.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably more important, as well as the nutrition and actually like good old-fashioned sleep.
Sleep is vital. So, yeah, nutrition and rehydrating after every game, because you lose a lot of sweat and a lot of water in a game like this. And if you don't rehydrate, you're not able to move by the end of the week.
So it looks like Jordan comes back on in that wing attack role.
Nope.
And Nichols comes back on for Johnston from the Queensland Suns. And contact on the ball. So back within 8. Need to get a defensive win right now in this moment. Who is the person from the Queensland Suns who's going to do that for them, though? Josie, who do you think?
Nichols is getting hands to a lot of ball, and Leonard's changed up what he's doing in that defensive circle and just making it harder for New South Wales.
Oh, that's a very heavy check.
That is a very heavy check. Well, Nichols tried to get it. He didn't quite get it right.
He was like, "Are you sure it's not him?" Look, I think, you know, they understand that it was a contact and collision zone.
Oh,
wasn't like ill-intended.
No.
And Leonard has come off and Johnson is back in at goalkeeper. So a lot shorter circle, but we're looking at sort of speed and agility now here.
Yeah.
And straight away, Hosking picks up a pass.
And Johnson's still got quite good elevation as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So does Nichols. Like, they're just very unassuming, but the speed and footwork, I think, is what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And again, on the wrist.
Yeah.
The contact. So drops another one off to the goalpost. So Suns looking to sort of try and bring this margin down.
Oh.
Asked for it. Didn't stretch the arms out, though.
No, he kind of stopped halfway through. And I'm sure I just put it in front of him where he should have, and yeah.
So next hit. I love watching the strength of these athletes. You know, like they can absorb the contact and still look down and potentially pass in the same second. That is such a great skill to have. Not many people have it.
No, it's very, very hard to learn. And takes a lot of strength work off the court to be able to do that as well.
And that's why this division is just so incredible to watch. And I believe that was an offside call against Vanderbilt.
Yes, it was.
Nichols goes to Gillespie, who hugs the sideline. Comes back through the centre. Oh, Fokadia comes through. And gets himself right on circle edge too. Comes off. Anton sneaks across the baseline. That's great defensive work from Fokadia.
And great vision by Lee to see both options as well.
Oh, there's a double team on Lee. Vanderveld looking towards the pocket. This midcourt very quick.
Been very steady the whole game so far. There haven't been many changes in that midcourt.
And as one goes long across the court towards the opposite pocket, someone backfills that middle corridor. So it's great to see.
They're very good at keeping good balance on that court.
And great goal from the New South Wales team. So final minute of the game.
Yeah. So it's like Lee's come off. Managed change of goal attack, managed change of wing attack.
Yeah, so wholesale changes as we go into this last minute of the game.
It's good to get everyone out there if you can.
And they've been able to because they've done all the work in the lead up to this. So they've got a 7-goal lead. Man, I probably wouldn't be flirting with too many changes, but I don't think the game's going to get lost in this final 30, but stranger things sometimes have happened.
Yeah.
I think for New South Wales, it's more about just getting this game done and dusted now. So they're out by 8.
Yeah.
Can make it 9 if they wish. Or outstretch for Anton. Finds Ormisha. And Forcadia again.
Forcadia read that very well. Cut off the drive.
And I believe that is a new goaler, and he does his job.
Yes, 1 from 1. He'll be happy with that.
1 from 1, 100%. Love that for him. And what a great game. New South Wales victors 51-42. Key difference for you, Josie, in this game?
Second quarter really from New South Wales, particularly the defensive effort. They really picked up the pressure down in that defensive end, and Queensland didn't adjust quickly enough and threw away a lot of ball that they really needed to control and take an extra pass before they tried to feed.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it is a game of 4 quarters, and that second quarter was crucial to the success of New South Wales. So full credit goes to them. They come out with the bickies today. So look for them later on tonight as they enter round 4 in the Open Men's Division. So we're closing up from Bedat Stadium, but don't go anywhere. Coming up next here on Show Court 1, it's the Open Men's Division. It is the home state. It's WA up against South Australia for the Bingham Cup, so get excited about it. And that game kicks off at 2:30.